what they want to play, right? Like, I was doing a little bit of research, obviously, as I should. They want to do good defense and easy basket, right, on the other end. They want to play fast.
He's good. Got some juice to him.
Yeah. Oh, you know the players are for real when they have the armbands. That's good, right? All right, shoot the ball.
I have no idea.
Oh, fair enough. I saw briefly the pictures.
I just know Kobe. Kobe's the only guy I really know.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy's not bad.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome inside Hillfield Strathallan College here in Hamilton, Ontario. Our OSBA game of the week. Alongside Anthony Gallo, I am Daniele Franceschi. We have Lincoln Prep taking on Southwest Academy, a pair of 5 and 6 teams. Anthony going toe-to-toe with playoff implications.
Yeah, what a big game this is for these guys. They dump each other in the standings tonight. Look out for it.
And a turnover.
Cross came right at us this time.
You got to have quick twitch reaction here. Courtside, we are right at mid-court. Lincoln Prep in the gray. Southwest in their road blacks. Kobe Elvis. We talked about him off the top briefly there. You heard Anthony mention one of the most prolific scoring guards that we have here in the OSBA. 3 on the way. That's Tyler Sagal. Talk about another pure scorer. 3 rattles out. On down the other way. Here's Kimani Bent. Drives, kicks to the corner. Ball being driving into the lane there. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound corralled. That is Pereira. Here's Sagal, mid-range. Got it. Elvis, handoff to Kimani Bent. In the lane, Bent. Fighting for it, gets it back, and he lays it up and in, plus the foul.
Great toughness that time. Bent heading to the line for some good old-fashioned three-point play.
Kimani Bent, a product of Northern Kings AAU program, class of 2021. These two teams, of course, neck and neck in the standings, and there are playoff implications surrounding this contest. Both teams certainly have aspirations of making the playoffs, but you look at Southwest in particular, first 2 years in the OSBA, no playoff appearances, now right in the thick of things when it comes to the playoff race. This team has been much improved, and they're looking to make a statement. 3, knocked down, that's Scotty Jenkins.
Jenkins, no hesitation there, despite the hand in the face, knocks down a 3.
Elvis across the timeline, behind the back, pull up from 3, off the mark. Jenkins with the board. Jenkins working again, has some BB inside, ball deflected out of play. It'll stay with Lincoln.
Yeah, back down the other way. Surprising miss that time by Kobe Elvis. When you're that open, you expect a car like that to make those.
Inbounding along the baseline. That is Lorenzo Barberi with it. Inbound, Sagal off the little pin down screen action and knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Great drawn up play out of the inbounds that time.
Simple little baseline out of bounds sequence, and Sagal, he can light it up from all 3 levels. This is a dynamic scoring senior 3 all.
And that's exactly what Newton is known for, that deep 3. One of the best shooters in all of the OSBAs this year.
Cole Newton dialing in from deep. That was well behind the 3-point line. Into the lane, little floater, up and through. Good touch on the floater from Bennett Grumbach. Driving Elvis up in the air, dangerous pass. 3 on the way, no good. Has Benaby.
Sorry to cut you off there. This is exactly how Southwest wants to play. However, they want to play fast pace and get a quick shot off and play lockdown defense on the end.
They do indeed like to play with tempo. Inside now, kicking it out, and that's going to be a turnover, over and back. A little miscommunication there. The turnover committed on the offensive end of the floor. So Elvis will trigger for Southwest, near sideline. Barberi guarding the inbounder. There's Bent, handoff to Elvis. He drives into the lane, Euro step, regains control, off glass, no good. Rebound, Barberi, pushing in transition. Lorenzo Barberi kick. Sagal, he's not afraid to shoot it. He steps back behind the 3-point line. Cash money. Tyler Sagal knocks down the triple.
Shot that time on the step back moving.
Bent. Oh, how about the young fella? Kimani Bent, he gets his own rebound inside. Bent, and 1. Great work on the inside by Kimani Bent.
Flexing a little bit there after the play, showing some strength down low. Getting the offensive glass and putting it in.
And with good reason, 7:13 remaining here in the opening quarter. Kimani Bent at the foul line. Chance to make it a 3-point play. As Southwest trailing early on here. 12-7. Bent hits the free throw. Barberi. And you see this half-court trap. This press, zone press being deployed by Southwest. 3 from the corner, no good. That's Scott Jenkins.
Good close out that time by Kobe Elvis. Not a great start on the offensive end, but to make up with it was great. To make up with it was great defense.
Bent, he's a lefty, drives. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound secured by Lincoln, and here's Sagal pushing in transition. Pull up 3, no good. Rebound has Benaby. Here's Elvis. Pull up in transition, short, a little flat on the jumper. First couple of attempts from the field. Leaking out is Jenkins. He lays it up and misses. Kept alive by Barberi this time, and he misses again. Inside of the rebound, secured by Bent.
That all started with a great hustle from Kobe Elvis trying to track down that block.
Has Benaby. Oh, putting it on the deck, and a big block. The weak side help from Sagal. Bent.
Great help defense that time. After he left his ankles behind him.
Newton, pull up, got it. Off balance in the lane. Tough shot.
Great job there to create his own space, use his body. When he stepped back, hit that jumper.
Barberi swinging it. Sagal. No conscience. Why not, young fella? Let it fly.
Guys have no hesitation.
Elvis. Newton off his foot. Bent to the corner. Back to Bent. Bent guarded by Jenkins. Screen set by Newton. Bent trying to turn the corner behind the back. Newton, 3. Got it.
Right in his office. Newton again from downtown.
These two teams, high-powered offenses. And they're playing fast and with very little trepidation. How about that defensive sequence there? A great steal. Pushing in transition. Looking to make it count. 3 on the way. No. Fighting for it, and Barberi comes up with it. There's Sagal. Great defensive sequence there. Matt Bardole coming up with the steal and creating an opportunity for Southwest. Now here comes Lincoln. Here's Sagal. Sagal driving baseline. A little bit out of control.
Tough shot that time. Probably not the smartest shot he could take. Great help defense, however.
You talk about Tyler Sagal in particular. This guy's got an impressive resume, and over his last 3 games, we're talking about a young man that's averaging over 30 points a contest. So the scoring prowess is there. He recently had 46 in a loss against on the road on January 8th, their first game back from the Christmas break. And you look at these two teams in particular as we head into the first timeout, a 2-point lead for Lincoln. Very similar in terms of style. They want to push, they want to play fast, play with that tempo, shoot a lot of threes, get out in transition. How do you slow one another down? What do you do defensively if you're both of these teams?
I think when it comes down to it, both of these teams try and outscore the other. Obviously, you want to stop them. But this is a smart timeout by Ben Julius, however, of Lincoln. Want to talk it over. They had a good lead at the start. Obviously, Southwest found their footing and are right back in this game.
Well, these two teams met earlier in the season. Back on December 5th, it was a 110-103 win for Lincoln on the road against Southwest. And in that game, it was Barberi who had 29, to go along with 7 boards and 6 assists. Sagal had 23 of his own, and Bennett Grumbach as well as Ben Bayfield both posted double-doubles. So they got solid contributions across the board. That's kind of been the MO of this Lincoln Prep team. They're going to go as far, just as Southwest will. They're going to need Tyler Sagal to guide them. You look at Southwest, it's a lot about what Kobe Elvis brings to the table, especially on the offensive end of the floor. Elvis, screen, Newton off the pin down, short on the 3. Here comes Sagal, transition opportunity, good pass. Lefty layup is good. Grumbach and a steal. Inside, back to Grumbach, right-handed floater, no good, and out of bounds. It'll be Southwest basketball. I think you got to see more communication on the defensive end of the floor from Lincoln in particular, and you're seeing both of these teams coming out with some pressure, trying to and Lincoln playing full court man, Southwest with their zone press. Well, you want to see a guy like that come play off the ball, and then also, especially once you get in the critical moments of the game, have the ball in his hands, right? That's kind of the agenda, and I like what Kimani Bent brings, because he's got that nice game to nice moxie to his game. He's able to play at all 3 levels, and he's very, very efficient getting at the rim. Lincoln to the corner. Sagal 3. They love that baseline action, and Elvis unable to keep it alive. I can hardly hear you. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you very
Okay, so I can't hear you at all. Like it's very faint, dude. Like I'm like, huh? You know how I know? I noticed it too because this usually you see it, right? It doesn't. It wasn't coming up at all. Yeah, no, I know. We see it. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. How about no? Yeah. Okay. Mm. Nothing here. No, eh? No. Press this down again though, cause. Saw a spike.
So whatever you're doing, it's spiking a little bit. Only when you push that thing down. So forget about it then. You guys are live still, so keep talking and playing around with it if you want.
Tight game right now. 24-23 Southwest is taking the lead once again. It's been a high-powered game. Back and forth so far between two great offenses. In a lane, that's too easy that time. That was Donald that finished in the lane. 26-23 right now, under a minute to go. Barberi take it down, nice behind the back move. Gonna get into the big man, and there's a foul down low. That time it was Stomp that picks up the foul. 47.5 seconds left in the game. Sorry, in the first quarter, I should say. Brandon Miller down the ball. They're going to switch it now. They're going to put Tyson Cato out there. Similar play to what they ran to get the first bucket of the game, and that time off the mark. chance for a 2-for-1 right now. If you're Southwest, that's all you can ask for.
You want to run one of your sets. You want to go through and get down the floor and then come up, take your time, be patient, run something, be efficient offensively. Or you get a layup potentially, and there's a good job underneath.
See, that full court press could have backfired on that, but that time played well.
That's a good look.
Oh, beautiful patience that time, however. Then it Grumbats. A nice layup.
And just like that, Southwest kind of perhaps shot themselves in the foot, losing an opportunity there, not taking advantage and capitalizing on the opportunity to go 2-for-1.
Foul on the floor that time. They're going to take it out of bounds, but they will have, what's a 3-second difference? Just about 3 to 4 second difference between game clock and shot clock right now. Kobe Elvis on the bench now. Good little rest before the second quarter starts.
They're going to play this down as deep as they can possibly go here and try to get the best shot possible. Donald into the lane. Oh, the lefty finish.
Beautiful move that time.
Tay Donald.
Second.
Grumbach, and it won't count. Did not get it off in time.
I thought that was a little late that time.
So throughout that opening quarter, we experienced a bit of some technical difficulties. We're going to continue to work through those.
But what a game we have.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Anthony, your impressions so far through one quarter, 10 minutes of action as Southwest takes a 3-point lead into the second quarter.
I think both teams love to play fast at a fast tempo, and that's exactly what's happening. But now, as good as these offenses are, I think it's going to come down to who gets the most stops. See Kobe Elvis get a little bit more going, a little bit cold in that first quarter, but his team able to pick it up, obviously with a 3-point lead at the end of one. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Well, it looks like Kobe Elvis is going to come right back out, start the second quarter. I think it's interesting. One thing we haven't talked about or really touched upon, this Southwest team had the opportunity to head down to the States over the weekend and compete at the Corey Graham Elite Showcase event down in Buffalo. And they had the chance to play against Spire, of course, home to LaMelo Ball, whose older brother Lonzo plays in the NBA for the LA Lakers, and the history, and everybody knows about LeVar. But
somebody became a little bit of a viral sensation this week, eh?
Correct, yeah. I mean, Ruben Hassan Bey, or I don't want to butcher his name. I want to get it correct here. I want to make sure I got it. Hasbenabi. He had a dunk. He threw down a one-handed dunk, was fouled by LaMelo. Actually, Melo got injured on that play, and kind of he injured his finger. Had to get it taped up before re-entering the ball game. But that circulated on social media, and of course, that made him an overnight sensation as a guy who kind of somewhat dunked on LaMelo Ball, which made it interesting. But I think it was a great opportunity for this team to go down there, to be one of the two teams, along with Pine Ridge, to have the opportunity to play against a team that is considered by many to be one of the best in all of high school basketball in North America, and against one of the best prospects possibly we've seen in quite some time in LaMelo Ball.
Elvis coming up short once again, just not taking a smart shot there with the hand in the face.
Barberi, Grumbach, nice job breaking the press. Grumbach all the way to the basket, he's fouled.
Here in that one, he's going to head to the line for two.
Looked like Elvis might have got his hand in there. And substitution coming for Southwest. So again, we were working through some technical issues, and it appears we have corrected them, and so we'll continue to move on. 9:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Bennett Grumbach at the foul line to shoot a couple.
Really, this game has sort of a playoff feel to it. Obviously, both teams at 5 and 6, sitting at the 5th and 6th position right now. It's total opposite. One team can go to 500, and one team can go 2 games under 500 here.
It's a big swing game. You're talking about the opportunity to climb to 500, to also get a leg up on your nearest competition, especially when it comes to the playoff race. So the implications are certainly there. And you could tell the intensity has been heightened here tonight in the opening quarter. Hassanby up ahead. Oh, Kimani bent. Stop it. Up and under.
He used the rim as protection to get that layup to go.
Elvis out of bounds.
It has just been a woeful game so far through the first quarter, and a bit of change here for Kobe Elvis, but his teammates picking up the slack.
Grumbach. Inbounds to Jenkins. Now he gets it back to Barberi. Over to Jenkins. Barberi Sagal pops out to the wing. Screen set by Grumbach. Sagal puts it on the floor to Jenkins now on the far side. And now here's Sagal again. Sagal straight away. Deep three. Well short. Shot clock was set to expire.
Definitely not the shot Ben Julius wanted out of his players there, but try to bail him out there as the shot clock was winding down. You got to give credit where credit is due, and Southwest defense that time. Very shut-down defense.
Good communication on the defensive end. You saw them trying to get their best two shooters, and Sagal and Jenkins run them off screens there off the horns action, and Southwest did a good job of communicating and playing through it.
Ball screen coming this time.
Swinging it over to Elvis. Cross court. Elvis looking for Newton. He gets it there. Newton drives. Off balance. Floater. No good. Rebound. Grumbach.
Tough shot that time for Newton.
Barberi into the lane. A little bit wild and out of control, but he does indeed draw the foul.
Trying to tie this game up at the line. Barberi. Barberi class of 2020. Talk about Kobe Elvis on the other end. He really leads his team. He is the floor general for this Lincoln Track team.
He certainly is. As good a scorer as Sagal is, a lot of his offense comes running off screens and getting looks from the perimeter. And certainly he's not shy to shoot it. But Barberi is indeed, to your point, the floor general, the guy who is orchestrating the offense, making sure everybody knows where they need to be and executing on that end of the floor. Elvis will inbound for Southwest off the turnover. Excuse me, off the deflection. Now here's Elvis. Elvis, what a crossover. Drives into the lane, off balance. Got that one to go.
You can tell he really wants to get his game going right now. And you see one of those go through the basket, you know he can get hot.
Sagal in the near corner. Grumbach thought about the triple, puts it on the deck, decides to pull up. Off glass.
Think he called that one?
I don't think he called bank, but certainly a nice job putting it on the floor. You like to see the big fellas move like that and in space and create their own shot. Hassenby to Elvis. On the floor, driving into the lane. Oh, nifty take and good lefty finish.
Slowed down a bit to use his body as protection, able to lay it in off glass.
It's Alec McGregor. Here's Grumbach. Sagal, oh, in rhythm. Thought about that one. Instead, jab step. Nice job creating separation. Smoothly, calmly knocks in that mid-range jumper.
Beautiful stroke that time, got to his spot, and right in his office, knocks it down.
Elvis off the screen. Oh, the Euro step and a late foul.
Everything but the finish that time, but he got bailed out by the ref's whistle.
So late foul there, and that'll send Kobe Elvis to the free throw line.
Kobe Elvis with those long strides, able to Euro step his way in.
So Elvis at the stripe. Shooting to this game all knotted up at 34 apiece. Second quarter nearly 3 minutes old.
You know what? I think this is exactly the game that we expected. Back and forth, high-powered offenses, neck and neck.
Well, I also believe the intensity we expected, the energy has been there. Even you watch these two teams warm up, you could see a kind of a different look. This is no ordinary regular season game as Sagal knocks in that triple to give Lincoln the lead.
So many lead changes here, back and forth.
Bent fakes the handoff. Now he does give it to Elvis. Elvis turns, changes directions. Oh, baby. Wow. Wow.
Used a little English off the glass that time. Kobe Elvis, looks like a little bit of talking there.
Nice touch in close, and you can see, indeed, some jawing going on. The verbal warfare has begun. Close out to the corner. There's Jenkins driving it into the lane and travel.
Surprising call that time. Not sure if I saw it.
That's Tyson Cato, travel violation. As Beneby will inbound, Elvis will orchestrate and brings it across the timeline for Southwest. McGregor sets the screen. Oh, splitting the two defenders. Come on now. Oh, he's starting to get it going now. Kobe Elvis, a wonderful touch on that floater in the middle of the lane.
Elvis looks like he's got his confidence back after a woeful first quarter.
Scotty Jenkins drives, baseline, underneath, turns it over, up ahead, look out, Kobe Elvis, and he lays it in with the finger roll.
I think we were all expecting a big dunk there that time, Kobe Elvis.
Now he's getting hot now. And how about another turnover? This time it's Elvis picking off the pass. Why not? From deep. No good. Would have been.
Trying to reach into his bag that time. A little too confident.
And a foul on the floor there.
5-point game now, just like that. A 5-0 run by Southwest. All due to Kobe Elvis.
All Kobe Elvis,
Offense
indeed.
of the floor.
Timeout on the floor. Lincoln Prep wants to talk things over. That'll give us an opportunity to remind our fans, be sure to follow Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and post-game reaction. Lincoln wanting to talk things over. Head coach Ben Julius. Kobe Elvis starting to take this game over. It looks like that was an unbelievable stretch there. Coming up with steals, turnovers, finishing in transition, doing it all for Southwest in these last few minutes.
And if you're on the other end for Kevin Barnes, for Southwest, the head coach, what do you say to your team here? Just keep the momentum up?
Well, I think part of it is the turnovers were kind of unforced errors by Lincoln. So Lincoln's going to want to tighten things up and be more disciplined. Southwest, you'll gladly take advantage of it, but certainly they want to play with that pace. And when they're doing that, it allows Kobe Elvis to get out in transition. That's where he's most effective, when you can run the break and then get in space, get layups, get easy shots. So that's when they're most effective. I would say right now that's a great job on their end, and they want to make sure they keep up, maintain, and then even elevate their intensity on defense and pressure the ball, because I think they've done a nice job enforcing turnovers when they've applied good ball pressure. And so Cato inbounds. And here's Bayfield with it. Inside. Mid-range jumper, no good. That was Sagal. Rebound corralled by Southwest.
Kobe Elvis streaking down on the other end.
He was leaking. Good look. Driving, putting it on the deck, now into the lane. Off balance, a lot of contact there, no call. Sagal, Barberi, Sagal. Sagal, pull up, mid-range. Oh, man.
No hesitation. He can stroke it from beyond the arc. At that time, it was a 2-point, however.
Makes you think. I mean, there are times where those are bad shots, and let's be honest, call a spade a spade. That is not a high-quality shot, but if you're making it, and if that's part of your arsenal, and they live and die with that, so give credit to him for making. How about the finish underneath the basket with some English? Kimani bent high off the window.
And to your point on the previous play, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
You just want to be weary about it, because you don't want to freeze the ball at any point. You don't want it to stick. And you run the risk of offensively becoming a little stagnant if you play that heavy isolation style. And so you want to be cognizant of that and make sure you get good looks. And I think, granted, they've done a good job for the most part, especially running him off screens. You'll see it here again, where they're getting him good looks. So be patient. Make sure you're getting the best possible shots. Barberi looked like that might have been partially blocked by Bent. Bent slows it down, puts it on the floor. Oh, switching hands. Acrobatic finish in the lane, plus the foul. Kimani Bent. Great feel for the game. Great instincts on the inside, putting the ball on the floor. So Bent knocks in the free throw. It's an 8-point lead for Southwest, and they come back with this zone trap, this half-court zone press. Sagal on the floor and a foul.
Jeopardy of making it a 10-point game.
And if you're Southwest, you'll take that foul. And you can see Kevin Barnes, he was indicating that. He even acknowledged good foul. And you I mean, if you make this Lincoln Prep team kind of revert to an ISO ball mentality on the offensive end, I think that's a victory for you. You don't want looks like this. This is the rhythm look. That's the difference.
Beautiful shot there once again.
You get them in rhythm, it's easy offense. Don't force it. There's a three on the other end. Has Benaby knocking it in from deep. Back to an 8-point lead. In the lane, Barberi. Oh, good righty. floater in the lane.
Well, if you're going to let him free lane that time, why not attack?
You got to stop the ball. That's a great point. Rebound, layup, no good. Now here comes Bayfield. Bayfield. There it is. Sagal, 3, just got it. He got the friendly roll off the front of the iron and in.
He is on fire right now. There's no stopping whether there's a hand in his face or not. But when there's no hand in his face, more likely than not, he's going to hit that.
So Sagal red hot here in the opening half, 50-47. Southwest 3-point lead, 3:46 to go here in the second quarter. And Anthony, again, I think we've talked a lot about it, but I do want to stress and emphasize when you could see a difference in those last 2 possessions as opposed to some of the earlier ones that we saw where it was iso ball. There, you'll take those looks all day because it's in rhythm, it's off screens, you're getting other people involved, it's not one-on-one. Kevin Barnes is trying to fire up the troops right now.
Kevin Barnes not happy with his team, despite having a 3-point lead. They're leaving the shooters wide open.
Well,
Tyler Sagal is taking advantage of it.
And this is the thing, I think even if you, just a brief little bit we could overhear there, I think offensively they're pleased with where they're at and how they're playing right now. You have 50 points and there's still just under 4 minutes to go here in the opening half. What you're disappointed with if you're Kevin Barnes is the lack of communication defensively, and to your point, then leaving shooters open. This is a team that wants to play from the perimeter, and they want to. There was even, Barberi gets a layup in transition. Nobody stops the ball. That's communication. Those are the little details that's going to help you get to that, take your defense to the next level.
No doubt about it. No doubt about that. And as the season winds down, it's very important to get these reps now. Shore up your defense heading into the postseason.
Bent to Elvis. Elvis. There's Newton. Newton. Quick trigger, no good.
Anytime that guy misses, it's a surprise, really.
Well, it was a good look. He had enough space. It was from the college line, but there was enough space. They're fortunate to retain possession. Bent with it. Been really impressed with his game. Has Benaby. Elvis behind the back and a foul.
Got bailed out that time by the whistle. Not a lot of contact there, but
Barberi did a good job of containing him, keeping him in front. It might have been just it's like in the conversation now about defense in the NBA is about freedom of movement as Elvis knocks down that mid-range jumper. Nifty crossover and then buries it. What a lot of the conversation in the NBA nowadays is about freedom of movement. And that's an instance right there, and no foul on this end. But to be fair, if you're going to call that, I think you got to call something like that, right? And I see where I get where they're calling it, what they're calling on that end of the floor, on the opposite side. But if you're going to call it, keep it consistent on both ends. So Barberi will inbound.
I think for both teams right now, getting momentum heading into the half is going to be huge going into the second half.
Grumbach, the handoff, back to Barberi. Here's Sagal. Down inside. This is where you want to get it. Jump hook. Good. Nice job. That's good, efficient offense. Get it into the post. Crossover. Driving. And a foul. That's Tay Donald putting it on the floor, and he'll go to the foul line to shoot a couple.
His team making sure they get back on defense, and then I suspect that's what he was yelling about in the previous timeout as well.
Donald, first is good. So Tay Donald knocks that one down.
Both teams right now on pace to get near 100.
Knocks them both 2 for 2 on that trip. Zone press travel. Great call by the official.
It's risky whenever you run that press defense. Could be an easy layup on the other end. But
well, they got it.
Well.
They got it into the right area of the floor. You get it to the middle of the floor. Bayfield just needs to be a little more patient catching that, as opposed to face up, see what's in front of you, and he got caught shuffling his feet there. As we have another timeout on the floor, it gives us an opportunity to give a special thank you to our sponsors. Ontario Basketball and the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association, would like to thank our amazing team of sponsors and partners, Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover Entropy Custom Clothing, Canada Basketball, and Aaron Awards and Engraving. So 2:38 remaining here in the opening half. Southwest leading 54-49.
I guess it's going to come down to whatever team gets tired first. They've been running each other out of the gym so far in this first half. I think they're both looking forward to heading into the locker room, taking those 10 minutes of rest.
Well, the last time these two teams met back in December, they combined to put up 213 points. So you're talking about a lot of offense in what was a close ball game, and certainly we're well on pace for that.
And both of these teams are surrounded with shooters. They can both stroke it from beyond the arc, and definitely proving it tonight.
I think the difference when you look at these two ball clubs as opposed to maybe some of the upper echelon teams in this league, maybe just the athleticism, because these guys can certainly play at a high level, and you see, again, the caliber of shooting. I mean, the shooting prowess that both of these sides are displaying, it's very impressive. So not for lack of ability to carry. That one rattles around and no good.
Yeah, Lincoln Prep right now already.
Down.
Shot that time, no hesitation.
Inside now, again, they work it. Grumbach poked away, he recovers. Barberi, bad pass, and they turn it over. Donald, and that's a foul in the open floor. Nice job pushing in transition. And so that will put them at the line. They are in the penalty.
Cato going to come back in for Lincoln Prep.
Here's Donald.
Playing downhill all game with a chance of making a 10-point lead here for Southwest.
Class of 2021, and he knocks down the first. Relentless. I think that's a nice way to describe his game. We've seen him do an excellent job on both sides of the ball here in the opening half. And again, right back into the zone press, and Barberi turns the corner. Nice job. Beautiful look inside, missing the layup. And that was a great look from Barberi. Bent. Why not? Donald. Come on! Dial it in. He knocks it down.
Done on the inside and the for Don. Downhill all game. Kind of steps back out with three.
Tay Donald providing a spark for Southwest. Sagal off balance, gets the shooter's roll on these home rims.
If you're Lincoln Prep now, these final 90 seconds or so, you're going to definitely want to gain some momentum heading into the second half, because right now all the momentum's in Southwest.
McGregor in and out move, and he's fouled on his way to the basket by Cato. Well, ideally, you'd want to possibly get this back under to single digits if you're Lincoln.
You don't want to let this get out of hand, because we know both of these teams can score, but if you're not stopping them, it's over.
The depth of this Southwest team is very impressive, and you've seen so many different guys come off that bench and have an impact here in the first half. Really is the difference in the ball game right now with what we've seen. And for Lincoln, we've talked about Sagal, and here he is again.
Not a great shot, but even better defense that time by Bent.
Good defense, poor shot selection. Bent stays in bounds. Bent drives, great kick. That is excellent. Gets it out. Now I would slow it down. Here's Donald, and that is indeed what he's going to do. 14 on the shot clock. They're going to take their time. Swing it. Has Benaby. Good cut from Bent, and he finishes.
The athleticism shown that time by Bent.
Kimani Bent. Sagal, pull up. Yes, sir. He responds. And now you play for one here if you're Southwest. Take your time. Bent puts it on the floor. He says, why not maybe 2 for 1 and a foul? So he draws the secondary defender and gets the whistle. Having the opportunity to watch this young man play over the past couple years, and in this summer in particular, you've seen his game grow tremendously. He's got a bright future ahead of him. One of the best young prospects in the class of 2021. First free throw is good.
If you're looking prep, you want to get a nice easy basket out of the set on the way back, on the other way down. Just gain a little bit of momentum heading into the half.
Knocks him through.
Very scary chance of it getting out of hand here.
Well, get it over half and then run a set. And don't force anything. Don't take a bad shot. He's open.
That was a good shot.
Scotty misses that one. It's Jenkins, no good on the air ball. Now here's Bent, and they're going to hold. So they are going to get a 2-for-1. Not what they envisioned, but they'll take it. Here's Donald, 6-5 on the clock. 4, down to 3. Donald kicks. Bent for 3. No. That brings us to the end of the opening half. Southwest, a comfortable 14-point cushion. Heading into the halftime break, they lead this one 67-53. Your takeaways, Anthony, from the opening 20.
Fast-paced game there, but through the first 2 quarters, it looks like Southwest has been closing out the quarters better than Lincoln Prep, and it shows right now 67-53 lead. If you're Lincoln Prep, you gotta stop them somehow. Nearly 70 through 20 minutes, unacceptable.
Again, a battle between two teams that share the same record, 5-6, both of these squads, and they played once earlier this season, the second meeting of the regular season for these two teams. A 14-point lead at the break for Southwest. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back to bring you second half action here in Hamilton. Third quarter action about to get underway here at Hillfield Strathallan College in Hamilton. Southwest leading Lincoln Prep 67-53 alongside Anthony Gallo. I am Daniele Franceschi. Anthony, big first half for a couple of guys in particular. Tyler Segal on the Lincoln Prep side, 27 points, a game high so far through 20 minutes of play. And then a balanced attack for Southwest. Kobe Elvis leading the way with 17, but getting solid contributions from both Kimani Bent and also Tate Donald with 16 apiece.
Yeah, you talk about Tyler Segal on the other end, but that's just about it right now. The next guy has 11 points, and the other players on Lincoln Prep haven't cracked double digits yet. So it was definitely a back and forth game till about midway through the third quarter, and then Southwest took over mainly because of this guy right here, right on cue, Kobe Elvis.
Kobe Elvis spinning into the lane and then switching hands and finishing. Pass deflected. You see the intensity on this end of the floor. It's picked up, especially in the latter portion of that opening half. Southwest started to take control, and it all really started on this end of the floor defensively. Looking to run Segal off the screen and gets to Barberi instead inside. Nice pass. Can't finish. Missing the layup there, and now in transition, here comes Kimani Bent. Oh, Kimani Bent, a wizard in the lane, finishing through the trees.
Another acrobatic layup for Ben, adding to his total, make that 18 for him.
Unbelievable. That young fella in transition is lethal as the layup is made there by Brandon Altman.
Great footwork down low by the big man.
Has Benaby hands off. Elvis, stop, pop, berries.
Elvis is definitely in his bag now, getting it done inside.
And you see, talk about the intensity. These guys are, this Southwest team, you can see they're hungry. Playing with some great intensity. Barberi.
You're looking for this is getting out of hand fast.
Jenkins. Three on the way, Segal. No good, it's a little too strong. Fighting for it, and has Benaby, keeps it alive. Nice effort play along the baseline. Elvis, Bent. Has Benaby, no, it's short. Good box out, and a foul. Not quite sure about that one. I thought Altman did a good job of blocking out.
I think he was just trying to get away from it. He looked like, that don't look like Stom had him in an arm hook, and he was just, but whatever the ref sees last, right?
You can see Ben Julius is now talking to his big fella. But I did, to your point, and I thought Altman did an excellent job of, number one, making contact with the body, blocking out, and then trying to get up the floor, and it just looks like they got tied up, and he ends up being the culprit for a foul.
Yeah, now Altman out of the game now, not happy about it, goes behind the bench, lets out some frustration.
Has Benaby misses the three, Segal up ahead. Cato misses the finger roll, and we've seen some missed layups these last few possessions from Lincoln Prep. Here's Bent on this end, though. It's Bent. Oh, Kimani Bent, too strong. He finishes, plus the foul.
20-point game now, looking to make it 21. They've just completely taken over now.
And that just seems like the flow of the game. Missed layups on one end. Never mind made layups, but and one opportunities on this one. That's Kimani Bent yet again getting to the hole, finishing, and now at the line for a chance to make it a three-point play.
Southwest getting anything they want right now, mainly around the bucket.
Bent misses the free throw, so a 20-point lead for Southwest. Lincoln needs to start chipping away. Barberi, he gets to the hole. Nice job. Finger roll finish. Scoots in off the back iron. Now here's Elvis pushing in transition. This is why they've been effective. And here's an open three. Got it.
Sorry, I was just going to say just too Elvis, but just too open that time for Kobe Elvis.
Well, it's tough. Barberi makes a tough layup. Then he's got to get up and then hustle his way down the floor. He did a good job of cutting him off, and then the screen comes. No communication whatsoever, and Elvis wide open to bury that triple.
And Barberi trying to take over this game right now for Lincoln Prep. Desperately looking for anything right now.
The energy on that bench right now, you can see it. Everybody engaged.
Definitely fired up. Now, lots of time still for Lincoln Prep here, but with Southwest, they score in a hurry.
I think Lincoln's got to get back to what was working, and they were most effective Tyler Sagal, 27 in that opening half. You want to get more balance offensively, but you got to run sets that, you know, you want to get them in. Again, we talk about rhythm a lot. Get good sets, be patient on the offensive end. I feel like they've rushed at times and trying to play at a pace that they don't need to play at. And here's Jenkins, and he's able to keep it alive and now gets it ahead. Barberi, there's a good look. Sagal puts it on the floor. That's where you want it to be. He gets it and swings it. Jenkins, quick trigger, got it.
Exactly what they needed. That's not how they drew it up, but they'll take it anyway right now.
Well, Sagal, I thought that's a nice unselfish play by Tyler Sagal. He nearly turned it over, but at the end of the day, gets it out to the corner. Now putting on the deck, Grumbach, no good, fighting, and he's fouled.
Kobe just trying to take the charge. They're a good no call by the ref, but on the rebound that time, he's going to head to the line for 2.
Got to admire the hustle there from Grumbach, sticking with it. Collects and is fouled.
Yeah, Grumbach and Sagal were really the only ones getting it done in the first half for Lincoln Prep. Grumbach looking to make it points 12 and 13 here at the line.
7:09 remaining. 17-point lead for Southwest as Grumbach is at the foul line. Gives us an opportunity to thank Spalding, who is the official basketball provider of the OSBA, the brand new Spalding Precision Basketball, the official game ball of the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association. Ready to play out of the box. The Precision features an Eco Grip composite cover and Eco Fiber backing made from 100% recycled material. Its responsive cushion and deep channel design offers superior control. Get your Precision today at kahuniverse.com or amazon.ca. Spalding, true to the game. So Sagal at the line.
Missed free throws have also been a problem here for Lincoln Prep. They've left about 5 to 8 points off the board just at the line.
Front rim for Sagal. He misses that one.
Maybe that was a broadcasting jinx there that time. I think it's a real thing. I digress. 78-62 Southwest over Lincoln Prep right now. 7:09 remaining in this third quarter.
Those missed free throws add up at the end of the day, right? When you look back at the box score and you focus on things such as rebounding and obviously fouls, but free throws in particular, those are a lot of the factors that ultimately dictate the outcome of a game in most situations. And now there's a block and Jenkins up ahead. Nice pass. Grumbach lays it in.
Leading to easy buckets on the other end.
You see Ben Julius barking out instructions to his team. Scotty Jenkins guarding Bent. Nice job by Scotty Jenkins. And great job defensively. The Lincoln Prep bench coming alive.
Gain a little bit of momentum here.
A good timeout. Good timeout taken here by Kevin Barnes. He wants to talk things over, kind of calm things down. Hit the reset button. They have a 14-point lead right now. What did you see those last few possessions quickly from Lincoln that allowed them to kind of chip away, get this back down to 14?
Well, from Lincoln, I think it starts on the defensive end. That's been the talk all night so far for Lincoln. They could score the ball. They've missed a couple of gimmies at the rim there, some free throws that they wish they could get back. But the biggest problem so far has been their defensive effort. And those past 2 possessions is something that they really want to see going forward. Ben Julius probably saying, keep it up. We got a little bit of momentum here. Still 16 and a half minutes remaining in this game. Lots of time.
I think with the Huskies, I look at 2 guys that really need to step up here in the second half. Number 1, Barberi's got to be more involved on both ends, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And we've seen Grumbach really come alive and play well. But I think you need him to play well, and a guy like even Scotty Jenkins, if he's coming out and he's making shots and he's playing well on the defensive end of the floor, that's a plus. That's a big bonus for you, and you can ride that wave, that momentum, and start chipping away as we've seen these last few possessions.
Yeah, and obviously in the break, Tyler Sagal, 27. Kevin Barnes has done a good job so far, shutting him down off those off-ball screens. But
there's a good look.
Sagal can't get a shot from the outside. He has no problem taking it inside. There's 29 points.
On cue, it was Tyler Sagal off that little cross screen, gets it, and then put it on the floor for the layup. McGregor. Oh, and a great block by Scotty Jenkins. He says, not in my house. Barberi, Sagal. Looking inside, pass deflected. Now here comes McGregor.
He's really picked up here.
What a play, Scotty Byrne! That is Scott Jenkins taking a charge. Back-to-back outstanding defensive plays by Scotty Jenkins.
Ref's talking about it here. And they just just wanted to confirm the call that time.
That's the energy you need.
12-point game here, 6:07 remaining in the third quarter.
Here's Barberi now getting into the paint and a charge.
Sego was wide open that time, and he made it.
And I'm okay with that foul, and I'll tell you why. Because he got downhill quickly. He got himself in the paint, and that's what you want. You want paint touches. That's that'll open up that draw and kick game, where then you can kick to the perimeter and get open looks. And like you mentioned, Sagal was wide open, so you're okay with that. You'll live with that foul because he had the right mentality, the right idea.
Yeah, for Lincoln Prep right now, you want to keep the momentum going here and keep scoring, especially with Kobe Elvis.
Good deflection. Great deflection, pushing, and ball is knocked away. It'll stay with Lincoln Prep.
Tough turnover that time, but Tay Donald able to get back and great hustle on defense, deflecting it out.
He's been an X factor for Southwest here tonight. He's done a nice job. Was very effective in the opening half. Good look inside. Grumbach from Barberi.
Southwest fell asleep there on defense that time.
And it's a 10-point ball game, a 10-0 run. Foul on the floor and one.
Newton that time getting to the rim. Nothing stopping him.
Cole Newton taking the bump and finishing. That ends a 10-0 run for the Huskies. So your Southwest, you just got to stay calm, stay composed, and understand that obviously it is a long basketball game. There are going to be runs. Lincoln's starting to swing momentum a little bit with that 10-0 run prior to that basket. Misses the free throw. Here's Jenkins up ahead. Barberi, nice job getting it, pushing it up the floor. Here's Sagal, takes it hard and one.
Sagal, he has the bench on their feet. What a beautiful drive that time, taking a contact.
Fearless, absolutely fearless, going to the rim, finishing with the right hand, and through a trio of defenders around.
Tonight. It's not even close.
Now over 30 tonight for Sagal. We haven't even reached the midway point of this third quarter.
Fixing the scoreboard up there a bit. It was at 81 to 70. Now they fixed it to 80 to 71. It's a single-digit game.
Back to single digits for the first time in what seems like forever.
It's like the ref has to talk with the score table again.
The shot clock.
Yeah.
So Bent will trigger for Southwest. Sub coming, and Sagal's going to check out. He'll get a quick breather.
Fix the shot clock, 20 seconds on it. And scoring on the actual clock in general, they've shaved off 7 seconds.
I do want to make this point. We've seen Tyler Sagal score at will at times. He's going to be a fantastic player at the collegiate level, whether it's here in Canada playing U Sports or in the United States playing NCAA, JUCO, whatever level of basketball it is. He's going to be a fantastic player because this guy can score at will at all 3 levels. It's impressive. Has Beneby inside. On the deck, up and under, oh, nearly getting it to go. And now fighting for possession, and it's corralled by Lincoln. Here's Bayfield. Barberi drives, lefty layup is good.
There's no doubt about it here in this third quarter. Momentum is definitely swung.
7-point ball game. Sagal right back to the table, ready to check in. McGregor has Beneby. Lefty, righty layup, no good, excuse me. And here's Bayfield. Jenkins, Barberi, ball fake. Jenkins straight away. Yes! Scotty Jenkins! Bottom of the well.
This crowd is going crazy here. Beautiful shot to make it a 4-point game. 4:26 left. 80 to 76 for Southwest over Lincoln Prep.
Outstanding run by Lincoln Prep.
And the difference is this quarter, their defense has been up-tempo, but also it's not just one guy scoring from them. Sure, Sagal's had a couple good baskets here in the third quarter. You see Jenkins and other guy in Grumbatch getting into the action.
And we talked about, especially in the early stages of the third quarter, the need for them to get more of a contribution from other guys, that supporting cast, and you've seen it. And it's important that you have Barberi and you have Scott. If Scotty Jenkins is giving you, in the way we've seen him make plays on the defensive end, and if he's able to shoot the ball the way he has, that's huge. And now you have Sagal coming back in, part of an 18-2 run right now for the Huskies. They're right back in this ball game, and a lot of credit has to go to the supporting cast, and as well as the effort on the defensive end of the floor.
Interesting to see here what Southwest rolls with as a full court press being applied here by Lincoln. Looks like they're going to play off it a bit.
So Bent will run the offense right now as Elvis is on the bench, and Bent pull-up jumper, no good, front iron, battling underneath. Ball is deflected. Barberi keeps it alive, throws it up, fighting for it, and now it's Grumbach. Grumbach into the lane, no good. Gets it back, and a foul underneath.
I thought the foul should have been called there on the first shot, but regardless, goes up strong and gets his own board, and he's going to head to the line for two.
Did a nice job drawing the foul. Hendrik Stam picks it up. And there it is.
Technical foul here assessed. Kevin Barnes talking a bit here.
And he's livid right now. He's claiming that Tyler Sagal said something to him. You can see Ben Julius calls over Sagal and says, now keep it hush.
You want to be careful here if you're Mr. Barnes. You don't want to be yelling at a player here, let alone the referee. One more tee and you're out of the game.
Well, Sagal was very discreet. He was bending over, made it look as though he wasn't saying anything, and perhaps there was some communication there. And nevertheless, at any rate, it results in a technical as Grumbach knocks it down.
This could be easily 3 easy points here. Letting him get that technical. And the ball. They're going to get the ball
Correct.
as well. So they have a chance to either tie the game and take the lead, albeit if he hits these free throws.
And what a turnaround it has been here in this third quarter. Grumbach makes another. In that second quarter, it looked like Lincoln couldn't get the lid off the basket, and they've been making absolutely everything here in this third quarter.
1-point game here.
Back to a 1-point game. It was once, the deficit was once 20. And now Sagal will check Bent.
Lincoln traps the benches. It's just so loud right now, along with the crowd behind us. They get fired up every time they get a stop or a bucket.
3 on the way. Newton, yes!
That's one way to quiet the crowd on the bench.
Big response from Cole Newton. They needed that one. Barberi looking for a cutting Sagal. Might have been a kick ball, and they continue playing. Oh! Hanging in the air and finishing off glass.
What a beautiful shot that time, Barberi.
Oh, Lorenzo Barberi driving baseline contact and a foul. That's Jaleel Hiltz. See Mark Barbosa. He's going to see his first action here tonight for Lincoln. Checking in the big fella. Standing at 6'8".
That's a little bit more size to this lineup.
Hiltz knocks down the free throw.
Now it seems the pressure's on Southwest here to hold off Lincoln because you can't stop them right now. It's back to what the first quarter and a bit of change was, back and forth. Nobody can stop either.
Grumbach, Jenkins, they get it over. Swings it, Barberi. Turnover.
Not a great pass that time.
Nice job. How about Scotty Jenkins? Grumbach. No. I got to tell you one thing. I love this, the heart and hustle Scotty Jenkins has displayed tonight.
Speaking of heart and hustle, Sagal earning those ones. Looks like he got a shot in the face that time.
And he'll go to the line, earns himself a trip at the stripe. I want to talk about Scotty Jenkins a little bit because Anthony, to me, he's been the catalyst for this run. He's done it on both ends.
Yeah, no doubt about it here. Sagal, who's at the line right now, led them in the first half, and the team really started to find their niche here in the second half.
Knocks it down.
More possession game now.
His offense is it's come with his points here in the second half have come within the flow of the offense. That wasn't the case in the opening half. You saw him force a lot of shots, and so I think I think, to be quite honest, I think he's played better here in the second half, as odd as that may sound, considering he had 27 in the opening 20. I just feel like the way he's got his points has been very impressive here in the opening half. Nice job, Scotty Jenkins. Barberi inside looking for Barbosa. It's a turnover.
Another tough pass that time by Barberi.
Donald stops on a dime. Oh, steps through. Oh, good footwork.
Even better patience that time.
Barberi. They go horns action. Grumbach, 3, maybe a little bit of a quick trigger. Gets the friendly roll!
Shooter's roll that time, making it a 1-point game.
Back to a 1-point game. Has Benaby. He's fouled.
He had an open 3 that time. That time has Benaby. Decided to take it in tough. Gonna earn those shots and try and make it a 3-point game.
What we saw earlier, instead of settling for jumpers, especially mid-range territory off the dribble, Tyler Sagal has done a nice job of putting it on the floor, getting towards the baseline, making that skip pass along the baseline to the opposite corner, and creating offense, getting guys the ball. You don't want guys standing around, right? The moment the offense becomes stagnant, guys feel disengaged, but you could see a lot of energy has come from the flow of the offense. There's an old adage, the ball finds energy, right? When the ball's moving, everybody's involved, everybody feels good about themselves, and it's kind of changed the entire complexion of this ball game here in the third.
See, I think total opposite in halves for these teams. I thought Southwest was doing a great job of that in the first half, and it seems that Lincoln Prep is taking a page out of their book, and Southwest has kind of gotten away from that. They look to get some easy baskets here. It's only a 2-point game. Just about 2 minutes left in this third quarter.
Bayfield, there's a good look for Sagal. A little too strong.
Good closeout, however.
Donald puts it on the deck. Seeing a lot of one-on-one ball. Good kick. 3 on the way, and it's off the mark. Air ball, rebound, Corral. Now here's a 2-on-1. Sagal up top. Looking for Barbosa, a little too strong. He throws it over his head.
Missed opportunity there with a 3-on-1, just not a great pass. Ben Julius is not happy with Sagal about that.
Anytime you have numbers, you just want to get to the basket, get a good look at the rim.
If anything, a foul, right? At the line.
Newton, handoff, deflected, nearly turns it over. Now it gets to the corner. 3 on the way, short. Ball's up off the top of the backboard, staying alive. Driving, Donald, no call. There was a lot of contact there. Bayfield now in transition. Numbers for Lincoln. Up ahead, Barbosa. He's fouled. Oh, my goodness, and he makes it.
You said it there. It looked like on both ends. The refs are really letting them play here at the end of the third quarter.
Off balance, fading away with, oh, my goodness.
It looked like those 2 other fouls definitely warranted a call there, but.
So a foul. And that will send Hiltz to the line. Barbosa somehow leaning, fading away, bounces off contact, made that shot falling out of bounds. That was a tough shot. Hiltz knocks in the first. Hiltz, count it, 2 for 2. Sagal. Grumbach on the wing. Nice jab step, great separation, misses the 3. Newton, under a minute to play here in the third. Newton with it. Sagal guarding him, handoff, Donald. Hiltz. Has Benaby from deep, 3-point range, no good. Now here comes Lincoln. Sagal. Pull up 3. Looks good, and it is good.
Picking up where he left off.
And Lincoln has the lead. Could be the final possession here of the quarter. As Benaby says, I'm going to shoot it, no good. Now Lincoln will have a chance. Here comes Sagal. Up ahead, great pass. Layup is good, and 1.
What a tale of 2 halves here for Lincoln Prep. The Huskies now take a 3-point lead with a chance to make it 4-point. Chance to make it a 4-point lead with about 11.5 seconds remaining.
Brandon Miller, the finish and the foul. Sagal giving it up and a nice lead pass to his teammate.
Yeah, Sagal's going to come off for this last bit of the third quarter.
It's just good coaching, smart decision. He's going to get the 11 seconds plus the quarter break, and then he'll probably come right back in, if not sit just briefly.
And Kobe Elvis is back as well.
And he's been sitting for most of this run, interestingly, so we haven't seen him very much here in the third. I suppose we'll see a lot of him in the fourth, you'd imagine. Here he is, Elvis. Double team comes somehow. Oh, my goodness. Splits and finishes to beat the buzzer. What a move. And finishing the finger roll.
That was just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
Able to escape the double team that time, head in the lane, and nice little hop step into the finger roll. Beautifully done by Kobe Elvis. We're sitting at a 2-point lead for Lincoln Prep over Southwest, and what a comeback.
High-scoring affair, 94-92. The Huskies lead Southwest Academy as we head to the fourth, and indeed, it was a 20-point deficit in that third quarter. They were able to overcome that with some high-powered offense, did Lincoln Prep, but it really started. They fed off the defensive end of the floor, got out, got easy layups in transition. Scotty Jenkins, Bennett Grumbach, and Tyler Sagal providing much of the work offensively.
And you know what? At the half, it looked like Southwest was going to run away with this one, and you got to give credit where credit's due. You're talking about a start on the defensive end, and also the coaching of Ben Julius has been great this half. And Tyler Sagal picking up where he left off in the first half, and other people getting it done, including Jenkins and Grumbach.
So Sagal over 30 here in this ballgame, who had 27 at the half. It was a much more moderate scoring output in that third quarter for him individually, but the team played really well, and he did a good job of playing off the ball and making good decisions, distributing to his teammates.
It's going to be a very interesting last 10 minutes in the OSB game of the week.
A reminder, fans, be sure to follow at Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live broadcasts, post-game highlights, as well as interviews. And at this rate, it appears maybe we'll get Tyler Sagal post-game from Lincoln Prep, the way he's performed tonight.
Definitely looking forward to talking to that man and how he has such a sweet stroke, and ask him what he's going to improve on heading into the playoffs. Or what he wants to improve on, I should say. So
Grumbach will trigger to start the fourth, and it's Barberi with it. Across the timeline for the Huskies. They're going to run this cross screen. They get it to Sagal. Sagal now with a ball screen. Sagal pulling mid-range with a hand in his face. Not the best shot. They get the offensive board. Grumbach says, I'll fire from deep, and he misses. Ball batted around. Elvis comes away with it. Elvis in transition. On the deck, layup is good. Oh, leading the floor. Nice pass and a good finish from Grumbach. He ran the floor well there off the, he was on the ground, in fact, and he got up and ran the floor. Elvis forces that one, an air ball.
He's taken. He knows he did wrong that time, putting up his hand over to Kevin Barnes.
So a 2-point lead for the Huskies. Jenkins, Barberi, across the timeline. Southwest, we saw them deploy a zone press earlier in the ball game. They've gone away from that. Nice back cut. Grumbach, layup is good. Off the UCLA screen. Sagal finds him. And now the Huskies up 4. McGregor kicks underneath. Newton, lefty hook shot is good.
Nice find inside, hitting with the baby hook.
Barberi. Across the timeline. Last couple trips, they've ran some good sets, and let's see what they go to here. They get it to Grumbach. He's been big in the second half. Scotty Jenkins, no good, a little too strong.
Good look, however.
It's a good look within the flow of the offense. I like the ball movement, especially here to start the fourth. Offensive foul! Legal screen set there by Newton.
If you're Lincoln, you want to add to this lead because Southwest can score in a hurry. No lead is comfortable for both teams, as we saw coming out of the half.
Southwest has to have a short memory. They can't dwell on blowing that 20-point lead. Now it's a 2-point game. It's a one-possession contest. You just got to take it one possession at a time as Elvis comes up with the steal. Oh, my goodness.
He left him in his tracks that time.
Sidesteps Barberi and then finishes with the right hand. Steal, another one. So back-to-back steals and up the floor. Newton, foul. Looked like he wanted to perhaps try to throw that one down.
Good foul that time, however, the chance to perhaps save a point or two at the line rather than earn it.
So Newton at the stripe.
Kevin Barnes very vocal on the bench.
Very animated talking to his team right now. Trying to light a spark, it seems.
This game is as important of a game as there is all year for them.
Newton got it. That puts Southwest back out in front. Second is no good. It rattles around and comes out. Jenkins. Oh, nearly travel. Might have got away with it. Grumbach. Bayfield. Jenkins. Grumbach. On the wing. Sagal. Jenkins. They're moving it. Trying to get a good look. They get it inside. Grumbach misses the little jump hook. He gets his own rebound and a foul.
But good time, however. Good strategy that time, however. Grumbach on Kobe Elvis, the mismatch down low. Just unable to convert.
Good hustle. Grumbach's been excellent here in the second half. Certainly an X factor. Sagal. Oh, off balance. No good. Forced that one a little bit. We've seen him force a few bad shots tonight. Bent. Ahead. Newton. 3 in transition. Got it.
Beautiful shot that time by Newton right in his office, making no mistake about it.
Set his feet. In rhythm. In transition. Knocked it down. Bayfield. It's a 4-point ball game. Grumbach. Jenkins. Sagal. Sagal, pull up. Off balance, no good. Good defense that time. Southwest doing a good job defending the cutters as well. 3 in transition, short. Now here comes Scotty Jenkins. Jenkins, mid-range, pull up. No good. Looked good out of his hand. And ball deflected. It will be Southwest ball. Nice job.
Smart play that time by Bent to knock it off Bayfield's arm as he was heading out of bounds himself.
It's a high IQ play right there. 6:45 remaining. 102-98. Southwest leads. McGregor. Pull up. Mid-range. Got it. From the left elbow. This is a critical possession right here. 6-point game. Need a good one. Need a good shot. Run a set. Get a good look. Bayfield. On the floor. Bayfield. Well defended. Elvis gets a piece. And now he comes up with it.
Talk about getting a good shot. That's a complete opposite of that.
Donald. Back to Donald. And you see now they're playing with more patience and poise. Elvis into the lane, off balance, no good. That's a tough shot. I was just about to mention, I was going to say, when Kobe Elvis returned to the ballgame late in the third, that's kind of when we saw Southwest revert back to some of the positive tendencies that they had in the opening half and moving the ball, getting out and running, and playing good team defense. Bent's got it! Timeout, Huskies!
Look at that. They just extended to an 8-point lead just like that. Southwest has looked like they found the groove again.
And what do we say? Starts with good defense. Basketball can be a funny game sometimes because it's about runs. It's about sustaining different periods of momentum, and then you get situations. You got to understand it's a game of runs at the end of the day. So, you know, this is now Southwest put themselves in a position here with 5:42 left, up 8, playing good basketball. They've found their rhythm again, and it's a long game, 40-minute ball game. You're talking about a long basketball game.
Speaking of a long game, there's still plenty of time here for Lincoln Prep to get back in this game, and you talked about a game of runs. Now it's up to the pressure's on Southwest to hold that lead, because we saw in the third quarter Lincoln Prep will come back in a hurry.
Kimani Bent, Kobe Elvis, very talented backcourt duo.
Can't forget about Tate Donald as well.
Oh, he's been terrific. He's been terrific tonight. Smaller look for Southwest.
If you're looking prep, you've got to take advantage of this down in the paint.
Newton and McGregor, the two tallest players.
I would say get Sagal a post up down there, but doesn't look like they're going to go to that strategy.
Nice job defensively, and there's a steal. Bent picks up the loose ball, puts it on the deck. No good, put back, tip up and in. That's Alec McGregor.
Got a double-digit lead again.
There's Bayfield for three, no good, too strong. Well, this is part of the reason why they went small. I guess they felt like defensively it gave them an edge, because they are certainly using active hands. And there's a three. Grumbach, a big triple from the corner.
That was big. They needed that one. 5 minutes remaining in this game.
7-point game. Elvis on the deck. Might have got fouled there. Looked like there was some contact. No call. Barberi. Transition opportunity. Kicks. Deep three. Puts it one dribble. Grumbach, no good. Fighting for it. Barbosa keeps it alive.
Stoppage. A little talking with the scorer's cable over there. There's a little time miscommunication here. Didn't look like he stepped out of bounds on that play. If you're the ref, it's tough to stop momentum like that. Looked like Lincoln Prep could have got a good shot that time.
So they wanted to reset the shot clock and get it to the correct time, and it's now at 12. Grumbach posting up. Oh, good luck. That is pretty. That is pretty. And he holds the follow through for good measure.
That's it, Sagal.
I like it. I love the execution. I love the play call. Great design on that. So a 4-point game, 4:34 remaining. Again, we want to take an opportunity to thank our wonderful team of sponsors and partners for supporting the OSBA, Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover, Entropy Custom Clothing, Canada Basketball, and Aaron Awards and Engraving. Big second half surge from Lincoln Prep. They took the lead momentarily. It's now a 4-point deficit. But they've shown a ton of fight tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt, 4-point game here. And it just seems whenever Lincoln Prep's down and out, they find a way to come back. They hit a nice Grumbach over there, I should say. Grumbach hit that clutch three, and then you got Sagal a wide open three there. And that's just a cause to pause if you're Southwest. You can't let that happen. And I'm sure Kevin Barnes is talking to his team about that. You can't let the shooters open, especially a guy that's creeping up on 45.
One thing I am curious about in watching this, and we've seen them, it's clear, you know, who they want to get the ball to and the types of looks that they want to get offensively, that being Lincoln Prep. A lot of threes, a lot of pin downs, a lot of cross screens. Southwest doing a poor job of communicating on those screens, and then in turn maybe even switching off of them. There's ways to prevent that. You know, you see it over and over and over again, and they're running the same sets, and they're going through to the same kind of motions on the offensive end. You can't allow them to get clean open looks. It's just it's not gonna bode well for you on the defensive end.
The Huskies have to play lockdown defense here.
Bent, and looked like he wanted to cut through, and Donald, an errant pass, miscommunication there.
Definitely know what you want here in the final 4:21 of this game. Holding a 4-point lead.
Those are the types of turnovers you cannot afford. Ill-advised miscues. Sagal, that one batted out of his hands momentarily. He gets it back. Grumbach, they're going to look for that. They do switch it this time. There's Bayfield. He gets it to Barberi. Post him up. He's got a mismatch. Inside, Grumbach. The mismatch against Bent. Grumbach, pump fake, up, misses, fighting for it. Out of bounds, is going to stay with Lincoln.
I think you got to get that ball into him a little bit earlier.
I agree.
You cannot hesitate. You can't just give him about 8 seconds to go to work.
I would continue to look inside. I mean, we've seen them go smaller here. Southwest not really playing with much size on the interior right now. Try to take advantage of it and get it down low. Nice cut. He lost it. Gets it back and misses.
Oh, that's lucky that time that Ben hit it out of bounds.
Good execution. We've seen some really, really crafty and deceptive out-of-bounds plays from Lincoln. They've done a nice job. And the execution is key. You can design a great play, but if your guys, if you don't have the personnel to execute, it's not going to do you any good. And Sagal hoists up a triple from the corner. It's no good.
That three would have went a long way in the comeback hopes.
Donald uses the screen, puts it on the floor, guarded by Bayfield. Elvis guarded by Barberi. Newton. Donald. Under 10 on the shot clock. Donald. Pull up three. Oh, it's way off the mark. Barberi. Grumbach. Bayfield. Sagal. Inside now. Putting it down and turning it over. Coughing it up. No. Batted around. Bent. Can't keep it in bounds, but a great hustle play by Kimani Bent. And it'll stick with Lincoln. So they'll have another opportunity. 14 on the shot clock.
We talked about the offenses all game for about a couple minutes now. Nobody's scored the ball.
This is when you want to lock in on the defensive end and get stops. Bayfield. Sagal, great look. Bang!
Sagal making it a one-point game here. He does not let go of that fire.
A little elevator screen along the baseline, closing that door and giving him a good look. 1 point ball game. Steal! Barberi! Left hand switches to the right. Oh! Wonderful finish in traffic. Oh, right down the other way. It's Donald.
He's flexing on him as well.
Back and forth we go. 2:30 remaining, excuse me. Nice move. Stops on a dime and a block. Now here comes Donald. Looking, turns it over. Sagal ahead. Grumbach. Sagal, what a pass! Lays it in!
Beautiful dime that time.
A dime from Bennett Grumbach. Bent. Donald. McGregor, deep three. No good. I'm not sure you want that shot.
Under 2 minutes.
Lincoln up 1. Under 2 to play. Bayfield. Barberi. Grumbach. 3. Bang! Timeout! Southwest!
Grumbach that time pulled out his do-it-yourself kit.
Little jab. Knocks it down. And the 3 fingers to the sky. Big time triple. 4 point lead.
If they end up winning this game, that shot might be the biggest shot of the game. So far it is.
He's had a big second half. And how about the back-to-back possessions there? Yes, off the turnover leads the break. Nifty little right-handed bounce pass to a streaking Sagal for a layup, and then knocks down the triple isolation. Says, I'll do it myself, and hits it. What a half. Bennett Grumbach.
What a high-scoring game. I think this is exactly what we expected coming into this game. Both high-powered offenses. And we still have lots of time left. 1:46 remaining. This is lots of time. Both teams have a good amount of timeouts left as well.
Certainly this matchup hasn't disappointed. It's lived up to the hype.
That's why it's the OSB Game of the Week. Am I right?
Well, anytime you're talking about playoff positioning, I think that adds just an added layer of motivation to this ball game. And you have the fact that these two teams vying for a playoff spot, but then also take into account the balance of the season series between these two teams. So you're looking at both of these sides wanting to control that. And here's Elvis. Crossover. Into the lane. Oh, man, tough shot. Kobe Elvis, it's a 2-point game. Bayfield. Barberi. Grumbach on the wing. Sagal. Barberi. Looking for that nice pass back door and a foul! Looked like he might have got the ball.
Kobe Elvis not impressed with that call that time.
Looked like he got the ball. This is a Lincoln Prep team that has lost back-to-back games after winning 5 of their previous 6, and their last win, ironically, came against this Southwest team back on December the 5th. So an opportunity to sweep the regular season series against Southwest Academy.
And not only that, with King's Christian losing the other day to Ridley, now they're sitting at 87. This would go a long way trying to get that 3rd spot in these.
3-point lead. It's a 1-possession game. Elvis thought about it. Look at the, he's got the ball on a string. And 1!
Kobe Elvis is stuck on automatic right now.
My goodness gracious. Change of directions, ball on a string, through contact, plus the foul.
The chance to tie this game up, Kobe Elvis.
Southwest in need of a win. They themselves have lost 5 straight in the OSBA after winning 5 of their first 6 to start the season. They're in desperate need of a win. Sagal, pull up 3. No. Rebound, Donald fighting for it. He's got it. And a foul. Under a minute remaining, this game tied at 1:15.
Not a good foul that time. Not quite in the bonus yet, so they did have a foul to give. Looks like they're doubling Kobe Elvis right now. Next foul, they will be in the bonus, so they got to watch out here.
Elvis. Clock ticking. Elvis crossed the timeline. Screen set by Newton. Elvis turns a corner, foul. Indeed, it was a foul. Got his arm wrapped around him there. And so Barbosa will come back into the ballgame.
I beg your pardon, I thought they were going to be in the bonus this time. Looks like they still had another foul to give.
Regardless, you have to be cognizant and be smart about it.
You want to get a smart basket here, but you can also go for a 2-for-1 just in case.
I still play it down, high ball screen, and then make a play with Kobe Elvis. And here he is, working into the lane, 3 defenders. Oh! Fading, mid-range, Jimmy is good.
That was beautiful.
The lead for Southwest. Under 30 to play. Sagal, shake, bake, pull up. Yes!
Tyler Sagal covering some real estate out there.
The answer. Tie game.
This is it, though. Obviously, you want the ball in Kobe Elvis' hands here with the last shot of the game. Shot clock will be turned off. Obviously, you want to go to Kobe Elvis. Am I wrong?
Oh, no question about it. So if I'm Lincoln, I'm calling full-fledged denial, and I would not shy away from potentially trying to show even a double team, especially off the inbounds. I think put it in the hands of somebody else, force them to get it to somebody else on the inbounds, and then let them run something, a set there. They have to get him the ball. If I'm Kevin Barnes, I would even consider potentially starting him off the ball, because then you give them a different look. Don't play into him right away. Set it, bring it, maybe a dribble handoff action, something of that ilk. Then go ball screen, play under 10, see if you get a layup or something of that nature.
Obviously, Elvis is the ideal guy you want with the ball, but Banton, Donald
I agree.
had a great game, and you cannot forget about Newton behind the arc.
Absolutely. Hey, Cole Newton's been excellent. Also, don't forget about Donald. Tay Donald's done a nice job, and he's capable of shooting from beyond the arc. So Lincoln's going to have a good defensive possession here. They're going to want to get a stop, and then more importantly, you got to secure that defensive rebound as well. Don't give up a second chance opportunity. Secure the board, force overtime.
And I think if you're Kevin Barnes here, you're telling your team, let the clock wind down. You don't want to give a chance for Lincoln Prep to get another shot.
Yep, you want to be patient. It's McGregor. They go right to Elvis. So they're just going to either ISO it or go high ball screen. He does bring it across. He's guarded by Barberi. 15 on the clock. Here comes the double. We talked about it. Now they get it out of his hands. They're going to try to give it back. They won't give it back. Down to 10. Bent puts it on the floor. Bent down to 7, 6. They get it to Elvis. 5, 4. Kobe Elvis. Crossover. Elvis. Off balance. No, we're going to overtime.
What a game. We got 5 more minutes of this.
Oh, my goodness. Nearly got that one a drop. One-legged runner.
And you could tell when Kobe Elvis gave up that ball because the double came. He wanted it right back. He even grabbed it out of his teammate's hand.
That's a good double team. And where they did it, when they did it, a very smart play by Ben Julius and Lincoln Prep.
You can definitely live with that shot. If you lose on that shot, you can go go into the locker room knowing that you play great defense.
Well, so for a quick recap, this ball game has been absolutely wild. 117-117 as we prepare for overtime here in Hamilton. Lincoln Prep trailing by as many as 20 in that second half, but a third quarter surge, and they found a way not just to tie the ball game, take the lead at one point, and then Southwest had to rally back and forth we have gone, and it's fitting this one heads to OT.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Here in the OSBA game of the week, a battle of two of the best offenses in the league, without a doubt. And it's going to come down to defense, without a doubt.
I've been really impressed with a lot of the sets that Ben Julius has executed, his team has executed, and he's diagrammed in between timeouts, in between quarters. I think he's done a terrific job. They've done an excellent job of finding, and I thought in the first half, and we talked extensively about it, but the ball was a little bit stagnant, and they were forcing shots, particularly Tyler Segal. Yeah, he gave you the 27 in the first half, but his offense there's been a lot more rhythm to the offense as a whole here in the second half, and they've done a nice job out of bounds plays in particular. Those as they call them, the ATOs. Brad Stevens known for that. Is a legend for that. So credit to the coaching staff. They've done a nice job to get them back in this ball game.
You got to think some of these players are tired, but it's a game that they love to play. So they definitely don't want to sit. That's for sure. Especially Kobe Elvis. He's got to be angry at himself for that last shot, and he wants to get a little redemption here, heading into the extra period. Looks like they're going to go with the same lineup they finished the fourth quarter. Is that Southwest? And
the one thing we did talk about, which was interesting, is the decision to go small for Southwest and how that's kind of impacted the game as a whole. I think it's played more so into the hands of Lincoln, if you ask me, but at the same time, there's more quickness, there's more explosiveness on the floor when you go with this smaller lineup, and you have, look at Newton playing that 5 spot. He can stretch the floor and knock down the long ball.
Broken play here. Southwest needs a bailout.
So 5 minutes of OT. Bent drives in the lane, no good. Rebound, Barbosa.
And that's the height advantage there. It's not going to be easy going amongst the trees down in the paint.
Bayfield. Horn set. There's Grumbach looking for Segal. They switch it. Bayfield. Jenkins, corner, 3, no good. Fight for the board, and it's Elvis that comes away with it. Elvis in transition. Nobody picks up the ball. Nice pass. Can't convert. Kimani Bent just short on the layup.
He threaded the needle that time, however, it's not able to finish.
Oh, deep 3. No good for Jenkins.
Didn't look good coming out of his hands that time. But you can take that shot every time.
On the previous possession, it looked like Bent might have got a little bit too far under the basket. 3 on the way. Short. Uncharacteristic air ball from Newton.
Both of these teams have gone dry here in the first minute or so of this overtime period.
So Barberi starts the overtime period on the bench. It looks like he's getting set to check back in. Underneath, Bayfield lays it in. And Lincoln strikes first in the extra frame. Elvis across the timeline. Oh, look at the wizardry from Kobe Elvis. A magician. And he finishes off the window. Grumbach into the lane. Great drop step and the lefty finish.
What a beautiful hesitation that time. Pulled out the dream shape.
Has Benaby getting set to check in for Southwest as well. Elvis. Backdoor. Good deflection. It gets to Bent. Under 3 to play in OT. Elvis. Crossover. Great cut. Good find. Layup is good.
Another great play that time by Elvis.
Great pass. Vision on full display. Grumbach thought about it. Bayfield. 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 Still fighting, and he can't get the no call. So here comes Bent. Screen, they switch it. Barbosa now on Bent. Bent kicks. McGregor, pull up. Oh, and a foul. Looked like he might have just lost the handle.
high-powered offenses, only 8 points apiece. Or 8 points total in this overtime period.
All knotted up at a $1.21. McGregor at the stripe. First is good. McGregor, second is also good. And now back to the zone press. And they had success with this in the first half. You do not want to dribble into the press. Nearly turns it over. Gets it to Grumbach. Ooh, and almost got away with the travel. Grumbach got it!
I think he might have gotten away with the travel that time.
Nonetheless, he'll take it.
All tied up.
All knotted up at a $1.23. Has Benaby. Yes! From the corner, bottom of the well. Barberi, foul. And he drew that foul. He did a good job of initiating the contact.
He definitely created his own contact that time.
He switched hands with the basketball, and if he had not done that, I'm not sure that would have been a foul.
We talked about during regulation about the missed free throws from Lincoln Prep. So far, it hasn't come back to haunt them. But these right here are the biggest free throws of the game so far. And
we saw Alec McGregor take advantage on the other end. So now an opportunity for Barberi to make good here at the line. We're under 2 minutes to play in the overtime period. An incredible ball game here on a Tuesday night in Hamilton. And he misses the first.
Make this one. Make it a 2-point game here.
It's a one-possession game. Barberi got the second. Here's Donald. Up to Bent. Has Benaby. Donald. Spins, drives, kicks. Has Benaby. No, misses. Tipped away, and it'll be Lincoln basketball as Newton steps along the end line.
If he made that three, that would have been a tough comeback.
It would have been a big shot. Barberi across the timeline. Turns the corner. It's deflected out of his hands. 3-on-1 the other way. Has Benaby. Bent. Layup is good. 2-possession game. Bayfield turns the Jets. Got the jumper!
Clutch bucket that time.
Ben Bayfield. Bent. McGregor. 128-126. Under a minute to play. Donald, handoff McGregor. Crossover. Loses it. Bayfield's got it.
Getting it done on both ends. Here we go. Big shot.
Sagal for the lead. No. Rebound, and it's secured by Bent. The other way. Misses the layup.
I think if you're Southwest,
and a foul.
I think if you're Southwest that time, you'd want to calm it down, waste a little bit of time.
A little bit anxious there, the young fella. Could have pulled it back out. And appears to be a bonus situation, so Sagal will be at the line. 36 seconds to go.
The good news here for Lincoln Prep, if you make both of these free throws, yes, Southwest does get a possession, but you will have the last shot of the game no matter what, albeit they box out and get the rebound.
First is good. Kobe Elvis on the bench. So an interesting wrinkle there. Ben Bayfield's come up big in these last couple sequences for Lincoln. Second, rims out, rebound, Grumbach for the lead, yes!
What a play.
Back up and in from Bennett Grumbach.
That was as clutch of a shot.
And Sagal's on the, Elvis on the bench. In the waning moments, a foul! Oh!
That's a tough call right there.
And we're shooting free throws. So a bonus situation. And Donald at the line, a 1-point lead for the Huskies.
You want to at least make one here.
First is good.
Huskies will have the last shot. Now, whose hands do you want it in here? Sagel?
Seems pretty easy to me.
Yeah.
There's only one guy I think that.
Well, Grumbach has been playing amazing in the second half.
Well, I still trust Tyler Sagel, and he knocks it down, and it is indeed. They're not going to go timeout here, so they're going to play. So Bayfield, they're going to slow it down. It's going to be a one possession. Bayfield, no, he drives. Bayfield draws contact. No good! No, they got a foul. They got a foul. And they do. Oh, boy. Bayfield might have forced that one a little bit.
Ben Julius is not happy with Bayfield right now. He cannot believe he did that.
He felt like he had turned the corner, and it did look like he might have had a lane, but he didn't initiate enough contact to warrant a foul call. So now we have Donald, who's knocked down his last three at the line.
If they make the next free throw, they still have a chance to tie the game, however.
I did find it interesting, the decision not to call timeout and draw something up and have that final possession. It just, to me, it didn't make a lot of sense, to be quite honest, because in that moment, you are in control of the ball game. You score, you win the game. And now you got to score to tie to keep it alive.
Not a smart basketball play that time by Bayfield. The adrenaline sort of took over, and you should have slowed it down, and this could have gone, this game could have been over by now.
Yes, in fairness, bad decision. At the same time, equally poor decision not to call the timeout when the shot clock is off. And I know, and some coaches have different philosophies, you play with feel. And in that instance, maybe Ben Julius felt, hey, here we go, let's get this ball in, let's play, let's push it, and then slow down. And maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm not entirely upset with that look. Again, it's a one-possession game right now, and he did get to the rim, just didn't convert. So 12.6 seconds for Lincoln Prep to work with.
Very interested to see what Ben Julius does draw out of the play here, out of the timeout here.
And how big were those 4 free throws from K. Donald? He has been excellent tonight and delivers at the line. So here's Barberi to trigger. They need a 3 to tie. They go to Grumbach. They're going to look for that again. They do. They get it. He's not balanced. He traveled. No good. Missed it. Rebound secured and a foul. This one might be over.
They make these 2 free throws here. It is over.
So now Newton will have a chance.
Sagel took a bad fall over here.
He tumbles into the seats here, courtside. Looks like he's all right.
Not happy with his last shot. I think they rushed that one a little bit.
They ran the exact same play earlier in the half and got a wide open look. They went right back to it. This time, Southwest saw it was coming and did an excellent job of identifying it. And they're going to call unsporting. So this game is over. An unsporting foul. So they say Sagel, did not make an effort to take the basketball or make a play on the ball. Newton, first is good.
It's sad to, it's not great to see the game come down to a ref's call, but
second is good.
there's tons of plays in this game where you can look back on for Lincoln Prep and you thought that could have been different. It can go back to the free throws too, the lack of made free throws. And now they're going to get possession here, and like you said, this game is all but done.
So Newton will inbound. We'll see if they'll foul to prolong it or let him run it out. And that's close to 5 seconds. And they will foul.
No.
And nope. And now they do. See, the officials didn't want to make that call. Wanted to let it run down. But McGregor will go to the line with under a second left in this one. So a big win for Southwest here tonight on the road. They're going to win this ball game.
And they're going to hold on to that 5th spot now at a 500 record of 6-6. And unfortunately for Lincoln Prep, they're going to fall to 5-7.
They're going to snap that 5-game losing skid as well. So this is a big win on many different fronts, but particularly in the pursuit of a playoff spot.
And they get that one back from December as well.
Correct. So now that evens also plays into matchups and evens out the season series. Knocks it down. So to come on the road, to play against a tough opponent, credit to Lincoln Prep. Dug themselves a bit of a hole, battled back all night, Ball game is over. Southwest, they prevail here tonight in Hamilton, 136-129 in overtime. An incredible ball game, outstanding performance from Tyler Sagal. Kobe Elvis, excellent for Southwest, but it was Kay Donald who came up big in overtime, knocking down some clutch free throws.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough this time for Lincoln Prep, and now you go in to your next game wondering what you can do different, right?
Oh, with the playoffs inching closer, every game becomes even more meaningful, more important. So each game, as the days go by, becoming more and more crucial as we get closer to the postseason.
And this felt like a postseason.
Oh, it certainly did. Absolutely. That's going to do it for us here tonight from Hillfield Strathallan College in Hamilton. On behalf of Anthony Gallo, I am Daniele Franceschi. Thank you for joining us. Southwest victorious here tonight, 136-129 in overtime. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining us for this week's OSBA Game of the Week.